DJ and producer Eskuche took a 2-year hiatus from booze and during that time learned some interesting things about himself and his surroundings. Today, we're diving into our conversation. Welcome to Elevated Frequencies, the show that gives you access to the next level of house and techno so you can explore an elevated lifestyle. Following my episode about living a low-alcohol life last week, I wanted to share a conversation I had with DJ and producer Eskuche over the summer because something he said really surprised me. Now, Eskuche is one of the hardest working DJs out there, and it's safe to say he's one of those work hard, play harder types of guys. When you post on social media, you're all about the music. Like every single post you make is related to music, which I respect the hustle. You're very good at promoting yourself. But living in Miami, it's beautiful outside every day. Do you go boating? Do you jet ski? What do you take advantage of from living in that climate?
Oh yeah, I like rollerblading. I like boating. Yes, not that much, just jet ski, but I like jet ski too. I mean, I love living in Miami. I actually like outside a lot. I'm just not probably like that super social guy who show everything on social media. Sometimes I just go quiet, and I think when you go quiet is you having the best times of your life. So,
That's
it's.
very true.
But yeah, I enjoy Miami a lot. Even right now, it's like raining and thunderstorms, but you're kind of living in a jungle now.
So he says when you go quiet, it usually means you're having some of the best times of your life. And I feel like you can interpret that in a lot of different ways. But for me, I totally agree. Like some of my most favorite sets and some of the best times I've had at shows, I have absolutely no evidence of because I don't even want to take my phone out for 1 second to record and lose focus on the greatness that's happening in front of me. But when you work in the industry, that can be tough because it's, on one hand, you want to promote like where you are, who you're with, who you're supporting, that kind of thing. That's a big part of the business, but it is necessary to unplug from time to time. And like Eskuche said, have the best time of your life. And for a lot of people, that does mean consuming alcohol. You can go back to last week's episode to hear my thoughts on that. But for now, I want to talk about Eskuche because he told me in our conversation that he actually once took a 2-year hiatus from alcohol, and he said he actually had a great time.
I've been sober for 2 years. When I just moved to Miami, I've been sober. So when the COVID happened, I was sober like 2 years. I didn't drink alcohol, and actually I played a lot sober, and it was fun. And it's definitely helps you out. Like you play the show, and then you probably go to the hotel or just stay for a little bit because it's just like you're not on like any of these activities like going after hours and stuff.
Right.
It was good experience, but it was fun too. But now I'm not sober anymore. I back to drinking because I know I did 2 years. I wanted to do 2 years not drinking, but it wasn't like an idea, and I'm never gonna come back and like not party anymore. So
that's really impressive because it is hard, obviously. And this was people are offering you stuff, and everyone else around you is doing it. So what was it like that first show you played sober? Were you like fuck my life, or was it easy?
I remember like not the first show I played like after like probably 3 weeks sober here in Miami, and actually like it was a very good show. I played here in ATV, and it's still like one of my favorite gigs. It was packed. It was during it was 2020 during this COVID, but it was already when the things getting like more easier.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I loved it. It was really dope. I mean, honestly, playing sober, I feel it's kind of have a lot of like good things about it. You can concentrate more on music. You're more focused. You like I don't know. A couple beers during the set good too. So it's a mix.
Now, in last week's episode, I mentioned all of the benefits I experienced from taking a break from drinking, and it's eerily similar to what Eskuche had to say.
I just wanted to try and see how's life going to be. And honestly, like 6 months later, a lot of things changed. Like 6 months to 1 year, I first of all I lost a lot of weight. Then I realized that some things I used to like, I only liked it because it was like social drinking. You come in there, you don't drink. You're like, okay, why even go there? It's just like a waste of time. It's no point. So yeah, it was a lot of actually self-realizations. That's why I wanted to do it because I was like, okay, I'm drinking. I mean, we start drinking like a teenagers young, and just like really like doing some breaks, but not like a year's breaks. Some people I
Mhm.
think they drink all life, just like maybe not heavy drinker, but if still you have like you drink on the weekends and stuff since you're 18 years old and you keep doing it, so you never really experienced life like how it's gonna be if I'm not gonna drink on these weekends, like for a year, or what's gonna happen.
It's awesome. But you realize that like certain places you go and also people you hang out with, you're like, why the fuck do I like this guy again? Or like, you're like, I can't be around this person sober. It's kind of, it's sad, but like it's like taking off like, these blurry glasses and seeing everything for what it is.
100%. It's also alcohol is a very good social lubricant. You come somewhere, especially like with endurance and new people. You get a few drinks, few shots, and you're already like friends. When you're sober, it's kind of like this process takes a lot more time.
So Eskuche touched on something that a lot of people I think are afraid to admit. And it is that if you stop drinking for a period of time, you might lose some friends, some acquaintances, places that used to be fun might not be so fun anymore. And that's really a bummer. Like it could be a total bummer. I'm not going to lie, but it is a part of growth. And I'm not saying that you have to rid of those things for the rest of your life. Maybe they just fit into your life in a different way than they did prior. Figuring out how to balance your personal goals, professional goals, love life, whatever. It's not this rigid system where you figure it out once and then you never have to again, because life does not work that way. People move, people change, people grow, people regress. You might have a certain system on staying organized in one studio and then you move to another studio and like it totally throws you for a loop, or you bring on a new creative team and they have a different way of doing things. So getting on my soapbox here, the most important thing you can do to take you through these changes is establish a set of values that don't change just because your circumstances and surroundings do. You get it? Eskuche committed to taking 2 years off alcohol, and he did it cold turkey, even though he continued to play festivals and shows at that time, because it was his values that carried him through, even though it was the same set of circumstances. He's still a DJ. He's still a producer. So maybe you want to quit a bad habit or you want to start something new. Whatever it may be, you need to make sure that the steps you take towards achieving this goal are sustainable and reasonable. So let's say you have like this goal of losing 20 pounds, right? It's unreasonable to say that you can always avoid being around unhealthy food. Like you'll never see unhealthy food again, because that's not true. Like you're going to go to a restaurant, your friend is going to be eating something unhealthy. That is not sustainable or reasonable. But what is developing a meal plan or meal prepping, learning how to cook at home so you're not hungry when you go to those places that have food that can be, enticing or triggering. That's how you do it. You establish values that are going to take you through whatever scenario you put yourself in. They can't be so fragile that they break because you have, outside temptation. And it's a hard thing to do, but you know what? If Eskuche could play a set at Space sober, then you can do anything. As always, if you have enjoyed this episode, the best way to support the show is to subscribe, follow, share with your friends. I will be back next week with another interview. I'll see you then.